Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Open eCry market commentary for the week of November 26th. My name is Toby Gennaro from Trade with Precision, and just coming to you this week with the outlook for the markets. Okay, so looking at the ES futures here, the big cap stocks. Looking at the monthly chart, we have been looking at this candle since last week, and we've got another 4 or 5 days here to the end of the week to get this candle to close out. If we can get a closeout somewhere around this level, if the markets can just stay the same or move slightly higher, we'll have a really nice bullish candle here on a monthly chart, very high time frame, right in the middle of the buy zone there amongst the 10 and 20 period moving average. And we just came down and really did a nice touch at that right around that 1340 level, which was on the weekly chart, that 62% retracement right there between the 50 and the 62% level. So good solid retracement on the weekly chart. We still have the most recent lower low was in place, or the most recent higher low was in place right here at 1322. So we didn't break that, so we're still in the uptrend on the weekly chart, which means more than likely we'll be moving back higher, back up into this 1465 level, probably putting in a new high here in the next couple of weeks, possibly. Looking at the daily chart, you can see that we're right back from that low of in the 1345 level. We moved straight back up over the holidays, right back into that 50% retracement from this most recent move here. So a lot of times you'll find you'll get some selling pressure right around that level, those 50, 62% retracements. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got a little bit of a pullback off that level, but we're pretty much looking for the markets to move higher here. In looking at some of the other charts, like we got the 240 up right here, we're getting a pullback right into the moving averages. So the lower time frames are all trending up, but we're still on the daily chart. We're still in a solid downtrend here. So we have lower highs, lower lows, and we're still in a lower high scenario until we break, this high right here of around 1432. So any longs probably going to be tempered by the downtrend here. So we're still going to get some pullbacks off of these moves until we actually get some kind of a potentially reversal pattern set up or some news that's going to push the markets higher. But for right now, we can trade this market really in both directions. Just looking for setups and some pullbacks on some of these lower time frames, looking for those trend flow trades or some of those flat level breaks, moving to the upside. And then off of this 50% retracement, we can be looking for possibly some sell-offs to pull back. Essentially, we could pull back as far as even this 1363 level, which would put in a nice reversal pattern there, and then we might be able to get a nice move off of that back higher into the holidays, looking for that typical year-end rally. And on the Russell 2000 index, looking at the TF contract here, some similar things. Looking at this monthly candle again, we've got a couple days here to the end of the week for that to close out. Really in the same position as on the ES, so looking very bullish there in and amongst that buy zone. We've got 3 touches across the top here at that level right around 860. So looking for that level to break. We've got a higher low in place right here, higher low right here, and then it looks like we're going to put in another higher low here right at 760, which is the low where we're getting that rejection candle. As we look at the weekly chart, we didn't get a break of this low right here, right around that 750 level, so we pulled up just shy of that, and now it looks like we're moving back up into the moving averages, not only on the weekly chart, but on the daily chart, we're moving back up right into the sell zone as we have the weekly chart rolled over with lower highs, lower lows. We've got the 50, the 20, and the 10 rolled over. So the daily chart in a solid downtrend, so a little different than what we're looking at here at the higher time frames. Obviously, the higher time frames are in a direct uptrend, so we want to temper our bullish sentiment here a little bit with the with the daily chart that we're looking at. So we're still going to get some sell-offs here. We're right up against that solid level right around 800, 801. We broke through that a bit. Looks at a high right around 806. So we could see a sell-off here and get another move back down. But overall, we've pretty much done the retracement, on the daily chart and on the weekly. And so looking for some kind of a reversal pattern here to get a move higher. So we're still in a solid lower high, lower low scenario on the daily chart. And then very similar to the ES as we go down to the intermediate time frames like the 240, the 120. Everything is in a solid uptrend now with the 50, the 20, and the 10 moving to the upside. So on the intermediate time frames, you can look for those pullbacks. going long. But remember that you still have, these retracements here. If we put in a Fibonacci between some of these levels, probably give us a little better idea of what that looks like. So right there, we've got to move really right back into that 62% retracement level. And if we take that up, a little bit higher to that level right there, that puts us really right in the middle of that 62% level, coupled with a solid resistance level. More than likely, we're going to get some kind of a sell-off here, unless there's some great news coming out in the market and we get a fundamental move higher. But again, looking for a pullback, we could be looking for a pullback as far as the 783 level, which would then give us a platform and a base and a reversal pattern then to launch higher. So keep an eye out for some of the intermediate time frames here, and look for some of those setups going in the direction of these trends. But then keep in mind the daily chart and the downtrend momentum here. We're still going to get some sell-offs in the direction of this trend. So you just want to make sure that we're looking for potentially maybe a retest of this level. More than likely, probably a reversal pattern right around 784. And taking a look here at the dollar CAD pairing, and looking actually at some of the intermediate time frames, starting at the 480 chart all the way down to the 60-minute chart. Now the monthly and the weekly chart, if you take a look at those are going to be in a fairly protracted downtrend. So what we're really trying to do here is find some of the intermediate time frames to join that trend to the short side. And so just looking across these time frames becomes fairly obvious, looking at the nice setup here on the 240 chart. Lower highs, lower lows, the 50, the 20, the 10 rolled over really nice. Got a great setup candle right there in the sell zone. That's closed out on the 240. Looks like we're about to get a break of that candle. And then as we look here, we have the same setup on the 120-minute chart. The 200, the 50, the 20, and the 10 rolled over. A nice setup candle right there in the sell zone again. Just got a break of the low of that candle. And then even going down to the 60, everything rolled over again. A little bit of divergence here at the bottom, looking like a reversal pattern setting up, but we could still get another move lower, and we got a nice setup candle right there as well. So specifically on the 120 and the 240, looked like there's potentially another move back down to this 99 level, taking the break of those setup candles, and it looks like we're even going to get potentially another setup candle close here on the 480 chart. So overall, looking like a pretty good short here on the dollar CAD based on that trend flow setup right there. So that's the wrap up for the week on the U.S. indices and a foreign currency pairing for you. We'd like to thank you for watching the OpenECRI market commentary for the week of November 26th, and we do look forward to speaking to you next week on the market update.